Welcome. My name is Silke Beider. I'm the publisher of Curve magazine. I'm excited to welcome today Lynda, Spann, and Lisa Yaeger, relationship coaches. Welcome, Lisa and Lynda, to our Curve.
Thank you, Silke.
We're so happy to be here.
Lynda, Spann, and Lisa Yaeger are the founders of the Lesbian Couples Institute, an organization that provides counseling and relationship coaching to lesbian couples and queer women all over the world. And they are a couple themselves and recently celebrated 15 years together. Congratulations. What's your anniversary?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
When was your anniversary?
Oh, it's February 28th. We welcome champagne, cards, anything you want to send us.
Lovely. It is quite an achievement to stay together for that long. It is, beautiful to hear, and I'm very excited to have you here on the show today to talk a little bit about the basis of your success, I guess, and also about the institute that you founded. So, can you share more about how you help lesbian couples and queer women?
Yes, thank you. We love the work we do. We're both trained therapists, and we do coaching online as well. And what I do is I work with couples. Lisa's a ninja at doing individual coaching.
Mm-hmm. So tell us more about the couples, because that's really the first thing we wanted to do was really, really work with couples. And then we've learned that we have to support the individuals as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I help women in same-sex relationships go from, on the brink of a breakup or divorce to really figuring out how to have a thriving, happy, awesome, joyful relationship. And I do that in person. Our office is in Denver. Sometimes couples fly in to work with me for a 1 or 2 day retreat. And I also do it online. And I help couples. I help them individually as couples, and I'm about to launch a group coaching program online too that we'll talk about maybe a little bit later. And Lisa,
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Lisa, no, you go.
Okay. I do individual coaching for queer women all over the world. And often people are coming in really hurting about their relationships, but they're not ready or they are not available to do couples therapy. So we work on relationships. I also work a lot with anxiety and mood and stress and really general support. I'm finding there are a lot of people coming just trying to deal with coming out issues. Maybe they are not happy with the way they've been able to talk with their families and friends, and there's a lot of pressure still to stay hidden. So I provide support for helping people really speak up.
Yeah. The Lesbian Couples Institute, when did you found it?
Yeah, so we founded it in the fall of 2018. So just shy of 2 years.
Right.
And the headquarters are in Denver, Colorado. But again, we're really trying to reach women from every corner of the world.
Yeah, that's been fun for us to connect with people from elsewhere.
Yeah, with the pandemic, that kind of gave you the opportunity to go on a virtual journey. I see that
that's certainly true.
We all met you, and I see that you have a YouTube channel as well where you place videos of support. Can you tell us a little bit about this? Do you work a lot with the YouTube channel? Is that important for you, or I guess at the moment you do a lot? The majority is Zoom counseling. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So the YouTube channel it's a growing platform. There's a few videos there, but primarily we do coaching over a Zoom or a similar platform that's very secure. Hi from London. Glad to have you here. joining that.
So tell us a little bit about your personal story. I would be very intrigued to find out what.
You go.
Okay. All right. So we are both psychotherapists, and we met at work. In fact, we knew each other for probably 10 years as friends before we began to get involved. I was not in a same-sex relationship. I had been married and was divorced.
She jumped the fence for me.
Right. So I fell in love with Lynda when I was about 40, and we've been together ever since. And we were in a smaller city, and we wanted to move to a big city. So we came to Denver, which is a big city for us. And
and I fell in love for the first time with a woman when I was in college. My personal story is that I come from a really very religious family background, and so I had to go through that struggle of reconciling my sexual orientation and my spirituality. But I got through that many years ago. And yeah, we were colleagues, ended up falling in love, and here we are 15 years later. One of the things I like to write about is that our personal friends, tell us that we're like the healthiest, happiest couple they know. And that's what I want to help other lesbian couples achieve in their relationships too.
That's I'm with my partner for 20 years or 21 years, so I know what you're talking about. We are one of the only ones people know, even in the straight world, that we are together, happily together. What is your secret? Do you have a couple of points that you share with your friends, what you believe your secret is, or the basis of a very good relationship?
Yeah,
absolutely. What's your secret?
we teach a lot of the secrets in our work. We teach them to the couples that we work with. But I would say one of the secrets is that we always give each other the benefit of the doubt in terms of she didn't mean to piss me off, or she didn't mean to hurt me.
Right.
And that helps, even if you get your feelings hurt, it helps you keep open to the idea that it can be repaired. And in addition, repairing quickly. Right.
I was just about to say, another secret is that when we do inadvertently hurt each other's feelings, that we have learned to make a quick repair. We've learned that apologizing doesn't weaken us as individuals, and it strengthens our relationship.
And lately, we've been able to use humor when it goes badly. We know each other really well now, so we can laugh about that happened again, or we can tease each other about the things that hurt last week. If we're so that laughter is really helpful. Actually,
for me, it's like the bullet points are humor and communication. I don't know. Right. We've got a question from Layla from London. That you have seen an increase in couple needing counseling as a result of the current pandemic?
Yes, but only in the last, I would say, 3 weeks. For the first 2 months, everybody was, hunkered down and
frozen in place.
Couldn't leave the house, afraid to spend money. But since the beginning of this month, there's been a surge of women reaching out for help. I think, too much togetherness becomes burdensome. And without knowing how to navigate when you're locked up together, it's caused a lot of stress for couples.
Well, and there's also an underlying level of stress on all of us, just not knowing what's going to happen next.
Do you see different types of concerns? We wanted to talk about what are the main concerns that you come across, or the main challenges for lesbian couples. There was a question that I wanted to ask, but is that different, that answer, to what you experience right now? Like, what are the main concerns that are coming to you right now?
Yeah, so interesting. I recently did a survey with lesbians that are on my email list, and one of the top concerns is intimacy, right? Both physical, sexual, and emotional intimacy. And the other big ones are communication, as you pointed out, and then how to stay connected emotionally. So in the pandemic time, what I'm noticing now is that there's some conflict arising around kind of this discrepancy around should we be leaving the house more or should we not? Some women are still wanting to stay very quarantined, and others are sick of being out, not having the connection with friends and the world. And so there's some conflict arising over that with current things. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing a generally higher level of anxiety overall. And so the individuals who struggled with sleep or struggled with worry or just anxiety in general, it's amped up by 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah.
And so there's less, there's fewer resources, fewer outlets to calm that anxiety. Yeah. So they have to learn some new things.
And some of the suggestions or tips that I have right now for this period where we're spending so much more time together is to be intentional about crafting some alone time, some time for self-care, and to support that for your partner, right? So you don't get your feelings hurt if your partner needs to wander off to the other room and take a luxurious bubble bath and read a book for an hour. That can actually help your relationship if you get some time apart.
You just answered Layla's question then, thank you. She was asking what were the top tips for being locked up with your partner. So getting some me time is a very important suggestions, and I think a lot of people are afraid to take that me time as well. So in regards to we covered what are the main concerns here throughout the pandemic, but in general, what are main topics that you deal with when lesbian couples come to you outside the pandemic?
Yeah, so apart from the pandemic, for me with lesbian couples, communication is a really big area of challenge. And I think a lot of that is because as women, we're socialized to be people pleasers and to not rock the boat. And so over time, we end up not really speaking up. A lot of women tend to fear conflict or starting an argument. And so over time, we shrink our voice. That is a really big problem. It leads to relationships that are not very dynamic, that are pretty stagnant, flat. Yeah. What are you seeing with the couples you work with?
Yeah. As I mostly work with individuals, and what I am seeing, which really surprised me, was that there are many women, particularly when they're single, who really want to figure out how to connect with other lesbians or bi or queer women, and they're having trouble finding a way to do that, and so there's a lot of loneliness. There's just a huge number of people that either are living alone or perhaps living with someone that they can't really feel completely open with, and there's not as many ways to make connections now. We can't go out, we can't go out to the pub, sometimes we can't even go to events, so it's hard. And so I'm finding that we're working on creative ways to support people when they're alone.
It certainly is a very, very challenging time, and I'm very glad that we crossed paths, because I think there is a real need there in our community to address those issues of a loneliness, being single throughout the pandemic, but also how to cope as a couple in isolation, etc. So tell us a little bit, and this chat today is about your institute that you founded 2 years ago, and you particularly wanted to announce or talk about a new online program that you're launching.
Yeah. So this is, I think you called it my passion project. In probably 6 to 8 weeks, I'm going to be launching an online group coaching program for lesbian couples. And so that's going to include training on how to be able to radically shift your relationship into a relationship that's really very secure and happy, where you get to be your best individual self, but also a couple that's very, very secure, where you have each other's back. So there's going to be educational component, but also what I'm excited about is bringing together a community of like-minded lesbian couples who are really growth seekers, and so we can support each other in our striving, right? And there will be online group coaching that happens in the program as well. So that's going to be launching, and hopefully within 2 months. I'll make a big announcement when it does.
Right. So how can people find out about it or stay informed about this? Through your website, through your Facebook page?
So a great way to do that is to hop onto our website, which is lesbiancouple.com. You can see it on the screen there. And there's an opportunity for you to sign up to get a guide on how to reconnect with your partner. And when you do that, you'll end up on my email list, and then we'll send out information as we get closer to the launch of this new program. This
is exciting. Well, this is all time for today. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Lynda and Lisa.
Thank you. And I hope to come back on and to do more with
That's exactly right. We hope we see each other again for more relationship advice, counseling. With that, to our viewers today, thank you for joining. Make sure that you check out lesbiancoupleinstitute.com and also curvemag.com for any further updates. Thank you again, and have a lovely evening.
You too, Silva. Thanks so much.